I just walked out into the living room wearing this, my Ranunculus, and my daughter, my 5-year-old, like, Mommy, I love your shirt. I mean, what an awesome feeling. I said, thank you. I made it. Hi guys. All right, welcome back. I am Katrina, but everyone calls me Kat, and this is the 4Hooks, 4Loves knitting podcast, but I do talk about other things as well, other crafts that I get into, you know, whatever I'm into at that moment. Thank you so much for coming and having a chat with me about knitting. This will be my 3rd episode, and I'm super duper excited about that. I've been knitting a bunch and want to share a couple finished objects with you and a few works in progress. And if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, and if you are returning, welcome back. So it was pretty bright when I was setting up, and then it started raining and got really gloomy. So I apologize if the lighting isn't the greatest, but looks like the sun's trying to peek through, so maybe we will get a little bit of better light. So let's dive right in, and let's start with the elephant in the room, the Ranunculus. I have been wanting to knit the I've been wanting to knit the Ranunculus for 2, maybe 3 years, but I was so intimidated. I don't know why. I would look at the pattern and I just couldn't figure out, like, how do I know if it's gonna fit me? What do they mean you could make any size or any yarn? I just didn't get it. And I guess I needed to develop my knitting skills a little bit more, although not to say that it's a difficult pattern, because it's not. So I couldn't be more happy with the finished product. I am just over the moon excited, and I'll put in a cutaway, I guess, of me showing it off while I'm talking about it. Before I say that, I just want to point this out. This is a birthday gift I got. My birthday was in February, and one of my besties gave me this awesome knitting journal, and it says, "A lady never discusses the size of her yarn stash." And I have to say, it's perfect, especially for these podcasts, because I would always keep all my notes, if I kept any notes at all, on my phone in my notes app, but I couldn't refer to them while I was podcasting because I record this podcast on my phone. So this is perfect. So let me tell you a little bit about this. First of all, I cast this on, when did I cast this on? February 4th, I think, or something like that. The first day of the Olympics, the opening of the Olympics, is the day I cast it on. And I didn't have plans to cast it on. I just, on a whim, said, hey, let's go for it. So I cast on the short, I wanted to do the short sleeve and the wider neckline. The designer, Midori Hirose of Knit Cafe Midori, I didn't even realize at the time that she had already updated the pattern. So I knit off of this older pattern, which was just the one size with an option for a larger extension. I don't know, but that was confusing me. So as happy as I am with this, and I absolutely love it, and there's, I would say, about maybe 4 inches of ease, maybe 3 to 4 inches of ease, a couple inches on each side. As much as I love it, I really want more ease. So if I was to change one thing, I would knit off of the new pattern and go for a larger size. And I think I would also, I'm not sure if I would go up a needle size. Before I knew that she added more sizes, I was saying already in my head, okay, I'm gonna go up a needle size. But now that she added more sizes, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll stick to the same needle size. I definitely want to make another one. That's how much I love it. I probably will make more than one more. Now I can totally understand why everyone was so addicted to this Ranunculus, and it's such a fast knit. But my next one, I definitely want like an olive green color with the long sleeves. And then I'd like to make another short sleeve one in, I'd like to make one in like linen. Anyways, back to the pattern. So I cast on for the wider neckline, and it's not as wide as I would like it. I don't like things too close to my neck. So the pattern for the wider neckline has some sort of, what does she call it? A double twist loop method. And she had a video for it. She's got videos for every single stitch or method in this pattern. But I was doing the double twist loop method following the video. It was a little bit fiddly, I'm not gonna lie, but I could see why it would work for the wider neckline because it really, really stretched. But what happened was, in the pattern, I'll just show this one little section. Okay, so I don't think I'm giving anything away here. So you do the cast on, right? And then you do the whatever 7 rounds of knit purl ribbing. And then it says skip to round 8. Okay, it says skip to round 8. I didn't see that. I didn't see it at all. So where did I go? I moved right on to section 2, short rows. And of course, my stitch count was all wrong. I couldn't figure out why. So I ripped it back, and with that cast on, I took the whole thing out and started again. I did that twice, and I was still off. Couldn't figure it out. Third time, I realized that I was missing this instruction that said skip to round 8. And makes complete sense because round 8 is an increased round, and that would have increased me like the 30 extra stitches that I was missing. So by the time I did it the third time, I was so fed up. I didn't want to mess with that double twisted loop cast on anymore. So I just did a long tail cast on, but I kept it really loose because I wanted a wider neckline, and I wanted it to be stretched. So it's still pretty good. Like, it's not tight at all. And it's a nice size. I just like things really wide. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention. The second thing, okay, short rows. So this is only the second time ever that I've done short rows. And I wasn't nervous of them or anything. The first time I had done them was in one of my Stephen West shawls, and he had explained things so clearly that I had no trouble with it. So what I did was I followed her instructions, the pattern. She had line by line instructions for each one, which was so helpful. I definitely appreciated that. But I also went back and watched my Stephen West video from the shawl that I had made, just to refresh my memory. So that helped a lot. I knit this on a 6mm needle on my Chalgu needles. And, okay, sorry, I'm looking at the notes I made on each page because that's what I do. I just don't want to miss anything that I wanted to mention. Oh, at one point there was a cable method cast on some stitches, and that was new to me, and I really liked it. I just watched I watched her video for it, and that was pretty cool. So that one, 2. Okay. Anything else I wanted to tell you? Yes, so I did, the only modifications I made was section 6, when you're doing the lower body, I knit from following after the split for the sleeves down to before the ribbing. I knit mine 9 inches long because I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'10", just a little bit shy of 5'10". And then I did my ribbing. I did 3 inches of ribbing, 3 inches. So, yeah, that's, I think, everything that I had to say about that pattern. I really, really liked it. The yarn I used is a fingering cashmere sock base by Explore Knits, and the color is Fiore. It was from her Italy collection a couple years ago. I think it was a couple years ago. Oh my gosh, I could have, there were so many colors in that collection that I wanted. I have some others that I want to make things with, but I mean, the drape is just lovely, and it's so soft. Oh my goodness, it's so soft. So I used about 1.5 skeins to make this. That's what I meant when I wrote. Sometimes I don't even understand the notes that I make. Yeah, so it was an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And that is it for the Ranunculus for now. But I mean, you guys, I love it so much, so much. All right, the next finished object that I have is this hat. And I know it's like, I didn't say the date today. Today's Friday, April 15th, 2022. And I made this hat. I made it back in January, but I haven't even worn it because I've been saving it for podcasting. And then I got a concussion at work at the beginning of March when I was planning on podcasting, and it didn't happen. I've been doing treatments since, but I don't want to talk about it because I have good days, I have bad days, I have lots of ups and downs within a day. So here is the Rhys beanie. I love it so much. I made this with Uru yarn. It was a yarn that I had got in one of my Knit Crate subscriptions a few years ago, and I just hadn't done anything with it. I didn't know what to do with it, and then I decided I wanted to make this beanie, and I really, really, really loved the blue. And it even has a little bit of sparkle in it. I love it so much, and it's so tonal. And I paired it with this palm that I got from Rose and Pearl. Everything, every designer or shop that I mention, I will link in the description the description box below. So here goes. Okay, you guys, how cute is that? So this is the Rhys beanie by Wilder and Rhys. It's knit in worsted weight held double, so it gives us this really nice chunky feeling. Let me do a shot first. What do they call it, those thumbnail still shots? Okay, here we go. Anything else I wanted to say about this one? The Rhys beanie, Wilder and Rhys, worsted held double. I used 8mm needles, circulars. Yeah, and the palm is from Rose and Pearl. I mean, how cute is that? Although, having said that, like, our weather still hasn't decided what it wants to do, so I'm sure I'll get a little bit of use out of this still. Check it out, Wilder and Rhys. next finished object. I cast this on just after Christmas. Let me check my notes. This is my Radvent Cardigan. Radvent Cardigan by Ambah O'Brien. And I cast this on, yep, Boxing Day 2021. And I finished it March 22nd, 2022. I did not modify anything. I followed the pattern exactly. I would definitely knit it again. I used 2 advents that I had. I picked colors that I liked from each of them, and I did half of the cardigan one advent and half the cardigan in another advent. So it was between the Polka Dot Creek advent from 2020 and the Story Weaver Yarn advent from 2021. 4mm needles. Okay, here we go. Let me put that down. I'll try it on for you. I love this so much. There's the inside. I even wove in my ends. It's just so perfect. I like things roomy. I really like it. Push my chair back and show you. I didn't take a video of this one. Maybe I will, and I'll put it in. I'm not sure. Okay. I won't actually wear it on top of my ranunculus. Probably just with a simple tee or a tank underneath it. I mean, I just love everything. I love how the sleeves are so roomy and drapey. I love the length of it. Again, I didn't modify anything. Just picked the size that I wanted. Trying to crouch down so that you can see all of it. I haven't sewn buttons on yet. There's 2 buttons that are supposed to go, sorry, here. But I'm looking for the perfect wood buttons. And then it'll just close like that. So this is knit side to side. So you start from one cuff and you knit all the way up to here. Then you start the other side and you knit all the way up to here. Then you attach the ribbing and you knit all around the ribbing, and then you knit the neckband. Forgot to mention a step. After you knit both sides, you put them together by Kitchener stitching down the back. I've done Kitchener stitch before on a sock, and it was good, no problems. I thought it was pretty cool. But doing it on such a larger piece and seeing it come together, I mean, that was awesome. I can't even really tell on the back where I seamed them. I can't tell. So I made the, which size did I do? I made the 47-inch bust, and it said to pick a size based on the measurement that you would want it when it's around your waist and closed. So the closed waist measurement that I chose was 38 inches. Yeah, so it says choose a size for desired ease at waist. I chose the 38-inch waist, and I love it so much. I love this roominess here. I don't feel like it's oversized. I am so comfortable. And I am so happy I found the pattern, because I had these 2 Advents that I just loved so much, but I didn't know what to do with them. And then I was watching Vlogmas. I was watching MD Quilter's Vlogmas. And one of the days she was wearing this. And I just loved the way it looked. I never would have thought to put all of these minis together on a cardigan. And now I have a garment. I mean, it still blows my mind. Blows my mind. I can't believe I made this. That's how I'm just so proud of it. I'm so proud of all of these. Even my Ranunculus. I still can't believe I made it. I just walked out into the living room wearing this, my Ranunculus, and my daughter, my 5-year-old, like, Mommy, I love your shirt. I mean, what an awesome feeling. I said, thank you. I made it. So, I know the feeling now. I know the addiction that people have, love making their garments, and it's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling, but I'm gonna take it off because I'm warm. So, let me do one of those still shots with all my FOs. Or maybe do it like this. That's enough. You don't want to see me modeling these things. Okay. Is there anything else I want to tell you about the Radvent? Oh, yeah. So after I blocked it, it grew about 4 to 5 inches, which made me even happier. I mean, I loved it the way it was, but love it even more now. And all the yarn was fingering, 75 superwash merino, and 25 nylon. And the only stitches really, other than the Kitchener stitch, you had the ribbing, like some twisted rib, and you had stockinette. So, I mean, really doable. If I get another Advent, I may consider making another one. Like, I know there's other patterns like shawls and stuff out there, but I really love cardigans. I'm not so much of a pullover person. So I don't know, I'd probably consider making another one. Like, it didn't take that long to knit at all. So, highly recommend that one. Okay, hope I'm not boring you. I forgot my water. Okay, that's okay. So, hey, works in progress, guys. All right, here we go. Oh no, I have one more finished object. Sorry, I lied. Look at that. Isn't she cute? You guys. This is my February gnome. I call it a she. She's a she with a beard, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so if you remember in my first podcast, I mentioned that Repeat Crafter Me is doing, she's calling it the Gnome Project, and she is designing a gnome corner to corner for one each month of the year for 2022. And the goal is that by the end of the year, you will piece them all together, sew them or whatever, crochet them all together, and have a gnome blanket. And I love gnomes. I absolutely love gnomes. They're one of my favorite things in the world. So now my January gnome has a February gnome to go with it. Have not started March or April yet, so I'm a little bit behind. And it is crochet, and it's corner to corner, and this is all made with acrylic yarn that I've had in my stash in my basement that I used to use to make a lot of amigurumi toys for my kids. Okay. Now we can move on to works in progress. first thing I want to talk about is my Cinna Cardi. My Cinna Cardi is living in this awesome little llama bag by the Kitchen Sink Shop. Garlene is the maker behind the Kitchen Sink Shop, and I love her bags. I think I have about 4 of them so far. So the pattern I am making now, let me show you. Oh, I didn't. I'll just show you this part. I didn't print the front page, but it is the Cinna Cardi by Maven Crafted. So I cast this on just last week, not that long ago. I think it was last week. Are you ready? All right. It's kind of hard to show on the needles. This is the right side. So it's got this awesome detail with these pearl ridges, these pearl bump rows over the arms, like shoulders and arms. It'll lead into the arms, and then everything else is stockinette. Look at the color, guys. Look at the color. I love it so much. It's a DK weight pattern. So I am holding, fingering and mohair together. And if you saw my last episode, my vlog style episode, I showed the night that I was caking all this up. So this yarn, this is called Unicorn Hair. Can you see that? Is that coming through clearly? There we go. It's so pretty. This is by Frankie Gray Fibers, but I bought it when they were still, before they rebranded and when they were still To The Max Yarn Co. Yeah, so this is called Unicorn Hair, and it is an 80/20 superwash merino. And I'm pairing it with sorry, we've got some crinkling here. I've got to get out a new skein because the one I'm using is practically finished. There we go. I have paired it with this very pale pink. So this is by Bichet Bouche, and it's Le Petit Silk Mohair. It's a 70% Super Kid mohair and 30% mulberry silk. I've always been so scared to use mohair because I tend to get very itchy and be very sensitive to different feelings, like different textures. But you guys, this is so soft. This is so soft. So I really hope I'll be okay wearing the cardigan. But this is everything that I've done since I cast on last week. All right, so that's that. And I have one more work in progress to show you. Did I want to say anything else about this pattern? I'm on section 3 right now. I haven't made any modifications. I'm doing everything according to pattern. It's been super simple so far, just a few make one lefts and make one rights to do the increases, but other than that, it's just knits and pearls. And I believe I'm using a 5mm needle for this. not too much to show there. I mean, it's just the beginning. I'm almost finished the yoke of it. So hopefully next time we'll have more to show you there. Okay, so the next whip that I have, you'll probably remember seeing from my first episode. And at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And I asked your opinions. But honestly, I didn't want anything to do with it. I was ready to frog it completely and use the yarn for something else. But what ended up happening is I cast off my Ranunculus. And as soon as I took that off the needles, I got this urge to pick up this project again. So, and I can't believe, but it's like my mood about it, everything about it, my attitude towards it just completely changed. I all of a sudden became excited for it. I don't know why. Maybe because the weather changed? I don't know. But at that time, I was down here. I had just finished like the bauble section. So since that first episode and now, I have done the garter section of each side. So each side of the shawl has this garter wedge. And I love it so much. I love those colors. It's like one row is a pink speckles and one is a peach, and I just love the color that they created when they combined one row each. I will show you. Okay. So the yarns I'm using, this is Telekinesis. This was by Ken Yarn. This is Strawberry by Spectrum Fiber. So these are the two that I'm putting together for the brioche section. And then the pink and the peach section that I showed you, the peach was called Peach by Ching Fiber. And which one was this one? This is also by Spectrum Fiber, but I don't remember the name of it. Hang on, I'll get it for you. Yeah, Club Tropicana. Okay. And they're all mixed. Some are 75-25, some are 80-20, some are single ply. So that is what I am working on, and I can't wait to be able to wrap it around. I mean, how pretty. Guys, stop it. Stop. How pretty are those colors? I know not everyone loves like neons and vibrant colors, but I sure do. I can't believe how much my attitude towards this shawl changed in just a few weeks. I honestly was about to rip out the whole thing. And what a shame that would be, because it was so much work and it really is beautiful. I just want to get it done so I can actually use it before it starts getting really hot. And that's also in my lemonade bag by the Kitchen Sink Shop. Okay, so that's all I had to show you in terms of knitting, but I do have a couple things that I recently purchased. So this is some cotton yarn for two spring summery garments that I want to make. So I bought this Borgo di Pazzi Giza cotton. It's 100% Egyptian cotton, and it says made in Italy. And I bought this off of a recommendation from someone in a podcast that I've been watching. It's called the Wild Knitting Podcast, or We Grow Wild, Martina. she was using this and was saying how soft it is. And I was just curious because I've never seen it around where I live. So, in the yarn stores I typically go to. So I started just Googling where to buy this particular yarn near me. And I found a yarn store not too far from me that stocks it. And I couldn't believe, like, it was such a good price. Such a good price. Like $5 or something Canadian for one ball. And it's 50 grams and 136 yards. Like, how good is that price? So I bought 5 in this seafoam color. They called it seafoam. Let's see. It's not as seafoam as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, it's not really showing up here. It's kind of off-white with little hints of a very, very washed out seafoam running throughout it. But I want to make a leaf top, which is a summery garment. It's a tank top. And I decided I'm going to use this one, this color, for the leaf top. And then this I got, it's called linen. It's darker than I thought it was. It didn't look this dark on the website when I purchased it, but it's okay. I still like it. And I'm going to use this, I think, to make an outline tank by Jessie Made Designs. So I'm really looking forward to working with this, because this, I would not even guess that it's cotton. It is so soft. I'm really excited. So hopefully those will be some future whips that you see in the podcast. And I wanted to talk about some things that I got in the mail. I was on a little bit of a stitch marker kick. So I had heard about the Petite Knitter making these adorable little embroidered stitch markers as pre-orders, and you know, you have to be like really lucky or just like get on there right away. And I just happened to be home one day. Was I home or was I don't know where I was. This was a while ago. I even forgot I ordered it, how long ago it was. And I happened to just open Instagram at that moment, and at the same moment she had just posted that she opened up a pre-order, and you could choose whatever design you wanted and on what color background. And look at that, I chose the sheep. How adorable. Let's see if I cover my face, if that makes it a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know how people do that. Anyways, so that is the petiteknitter.com, and look how adorable. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. That little thank you card is. I got my name typed on the back, like typed, like printed. My goodness, the detail. That's incredible. I love this so much. Check it out, thepetiteknitter.com. The other, stitch markers I got are progress keepers, whatever you want to call them. I have a bit of an obsession with gnomes, like I mentioned, and Whimsy and Sassy has had these gnomes, and I just had to have them. One was a Valentine, the red sparkle one, and then I got the little teal guy to go with him. And look, he's a little heart pom-pom. And she makes them, all of her stitch markers are made to sort of resemble sugar cookies. I love it. I love sugar cookies too. I have to be careful when I'm using them around my toddler because he actually thinks they're cookies. So that was from Whimsy and Sassy. And again, I actually even have two mini. Oh, it's right here. It's on this project. I have two mini ones that I got from her too. And these were a fundraiser she was doing, like to support Ukraine. So I got these mini yellow and blue gnomes. And that was also Whimsy and Sassy. And same with this one. This was using artwork from a Ukrainian artist, Nastasia, I think. And Whimsy and Sassy got in touch with her and asked permission to use the artwork on here and donated all proceeds to her family. And, you know, it was my way of contributing, and I think it's beautiful. And, you know, my heart goes out to everybody who's going through pain in the world. So that's Whimsy and Sassy. And then the other shop that I always buy from Charmed and Dangerous. I absolutely adore her stitch markers, these little mini clay creations. I can't get enough of them. And I got these guys in February. Here we go. And I got the heart that says go away. I got this guy who says XOXO. Oh, I hear my little toddler just got up from a nap. I gotta go get him. And the little love sheep. And I have a couple others I'm gonna show you, but I just gotta go and get my little toddler saddled first. I'll be back. Okay, so here are the other two charms that I, well, not the other two, but just some of the other charms that I got from Charmed and Dangerous from Noelle. This is a little pickle, and this is a little snail. I love the color of his shell. And look, it's got a little ladybug on top. And then I also got what I think are her signature charms. I don't know. I mean, I know they're on her logo. Is a peanut butter and jelly stitch progress keepers. How adorable is that? So that's Charmed and Dangerous. That's Noelle from Charmed and Dangerous. And I mean, I can't say enough good things about her charms. Okay, so I don't have any more knitting or anything to show you like that, but in terms of another craft, I have recently started trying to learn to sew, and my goal behind it was I wanted to learn eventually how to make garments, but I wanted to start with bags. So this was my very first sewing project. I am so proud of it. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's such a great size. I love this. It's got this pocket at the front where I keep my patterns. A little handle at the side. It's a drawstring. The fabric on the inside for the lining, I chose to do these blue background with these daisies. I shoved an old project in here. It's an unfinished object, I guess. It's a birds of a feather shawl, which I'll get back to, but I started it, I think, 2 years ago, because I wanted to see what it could hold. So it's definitely a nice size shawl bag. Right now it's got two skeins of fingering and 1 skein of mohair plus the project. And there's still, like, there's room for more. And I love it. It stands up straight. It's got nice boxy corners, so it really stands up like a bucket. The only thing that went wrong while I was making this was I wanted the pocket to be over top of the stripes. because I wanted the flamingo side I wanted to be able to see the whole thing. But something went wrong when I had it flipped inside out and I was cutting the corners for the box corners. And at first I was really upset with myself, but you know what? I actually really like it now. I love the mix of the strawberries against the flamingos. So that's my very first project bag. I got a little label to sew on. And so then, of course, I jumped right in. I wanted to make another one. And I had very similar fabric, just different shades. That one was more blue based. And this one is more of a gray base. So there it is. Look at those cute flamingos with the glasses and the palm leaves. So this one's a gray base. And then on the other side, I didn't mess it up this time. I have the pocket over the striped section. And then on the inside, I did this different darker background with different color flowers. Again, drawstring and did a gray handle there, box corners. So this is what it's like when it's not full. And I have some, it's not too thick, but it's nice and squishy. It's got a quilting batting, I think it's called, or it's an all cotton batting inside. Oh, shh. Sorry, my toddler is right there. He got up from his nap. So I couldn't be happier. I have gone way overboard in purchasing fabrics. I don't know, I mean, how many bags does one person need? But I love them and I want to keep making them. So yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, I love them. Love them so much. So, two more things I want to share with you. One is that a podcast that I watch was having a giveaway. And I never really enter any giveaways, but I did on this one. And I actually won. I was one of the winners. So the podcast is Soxy Nana Alice. I'll link her below. And I enjoy watching her, a fellow Canadian, and she made these adorable needle cozies. And that's what I won. How cute are they? So I couldn't be happier with these. I'm so happy. I never win anything, so that's incredible. So thank you, Alice. And guys, that's it for all of my crafty knitting, crocheting content and acquisitions. But I also wanted to mention that I finished the book that I was reading. I don't have enough good things to say. I love this author. If you're into mysteries, Harlan Coben is the author. It's just such a great story. The characters are nice, like regular people with dark secrets. And the plot is nice and complex, and he just has a great way of weaving these storylines together in a real way. There's nothing that's too outrageous. It's really good. I don't want to give anything away. It's really good. Sorry. So yeah, it's a great book. And I was looking through the little lending library on my street, and lo and behold, someone had just put in another Harlan Coben book. So I grabbed it right away. This is called Home. I only just started reading it. And again, I'm really enjoying it so far. So if you have any sort of mystery book recommendations, please drop them in the comments below and let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought about the knits, about the makes, about anything. Even just tell me where you're from. I mean, I love to chat. I'd love to get to know you. If you have a podcast or if you're watching a podcast, I'd love to know what it is so I can tune in too. And oh, I wanted to share some of the ones that I was watching. So yeah, I really like We Grow Wild. So Martina's We Grow Wild channel, and she does her wild knitting podcast, but I also like watching the ones that aren't necessarily knitting. Like she'll do little how to make jam or this or that, right? She's very earthy and very one with nature and very calm, and sometimes I really need a calming presence, especially with 4 kids in my house and a dog. So that's awesome. I have also been watching Yo Yarn Girl. Lisa has just recently started her podcast, and I've been enjoying that one as well. And SweetPea Chickadee is one that I really enjoy. It's a mother-daughter duo. All right, and let me see some of the other podcasts. So I really like watching An Italian Knitter, and Francesca just makes beautiful things. She's made me want to even make a no-frills sweater, but I'm going to wait until fall to do that. And Rose Opal Knits is another, it's a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo. So they're fun. It's nice to see that relationship that they have. So those are some of the new ones that I've been watching, and I'm sure I'm missing some because, oh look, there's my toddler. I'm sure I missed some. There's so many I watch, but I'll try to name a few every time. Oh, also the Yarn Curator. Really liked hers. I found her. And also, oh my goodness. A Designated Knitter. I've been enjoying her podcast, as well as Melissa, and hers is called A Knitting Podcast. And also I've been watching Woolen Wishes, which are 2 ladies in the UK who are hilarious, and My Yarny Corner, also a UK based podcast. So I'm just enjoying a whole bunch. I'm really loving seeing new ones popping up. You know, hopefully you guys like this and can like, comment, share. Please, if you like the content, if you like me, I know I can be a little bit nervous sometimes and quiet, but I'm really quite a chatty, outgoing person. So if you want to see more of what I'm making or just get to know me, please subscribe and drop a comment and let me know what you think so far. So I hope wherever you are in the world that you are happy and peaceful and having a great day. And I wish you all the best. I wish you joy and happiness in your making, and want to continue sharing my enthusiasm for knitting with all of you. So let's keep making, and until next time, enjoy. Bye guys.